Well, hello everybody. I hope you're having a happy fall. The fall colors here in Tennessee right now have reached their peak. They're absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to be talking to you today about the importance of potassium in orchids. This time of the year, you really see the results of using potassium in your plants. And I use potassium that's in my fertilizer, and I also use seaweed extract. I've been using it now for about 2 years, and it has radically changed my plants for the better. My orchids are spiking on time, which is very, very important to me. I want my orchids to spike on time because if they spike late in the winter, they're more likely to be lost due to bud blast. I don't like bud blast. I noticed a few years ago that my orchids were blooming later and later in the year. I wasn't getting blooms until January or February, and I thought, well, that's not right. Something isn't right. Also, the leaves on some of my orchids, the margins were turning yellow. I was losing leaves, older leaves especially. So I found out about potassium. I started implementing what I learned, and I'm starting to really be impressed with the results that I'm getting from using potassium. And you all have heard me talk before about my Better Grow Orchid Plus and also my Grow More seaweed extract. I also use the CalMag, but we're just going to be talking about potassium specifically today. Okay, as you see, this has 13% potassium. It's listed on the package as potash. And then this seaweed extract, it is derived from Norwegian kelp. This has potassium as well as amino acids in it. Okay, amino acids. That's what tells the plant what to do and when. It is like the driver of the plant. Okay, it tells it, okay, now it is time for you to spike on time. I have found it very beneficial to go ahead and use the seaweed extract, even though the Better Grow Orchid Plus does have potassium. It doesn't have enough in it. The Norwegian kelp adds something to my plants that they needed before, because like I said, they were still turning yellow. The older leaves especially were turning yellow. And I noticed that my spikes were not spiking on time early enough in the year so that I would have blooms by, say, Christmas or at least the first of the year. So I started reading up on potassium. It's so important. It's required for protein synthesis. It regulates the opening and the closing of the stomata. The stoma are the small pores in the epidermis of a leaf that allows gases in and out of the intercellular spaces. In other words, a plant breathes in CO2. It breathes out oxygen, the opposite of us. So it aids in that the gas exchange. Plants grow faster, they produce better, they use water more efficiently, they fight off disease better, and they resist pests better. You can see a deficiency if your older leaves may have like brown spots, yellow edges, or the veins may turn yellow or brown. That was happening with me a few years ago. Even with my other plants, my green plants, my Dracaena marginatas, my Christmas cacti, I'm using it on all of my plants, and it has benefited them all. So it's the end of October, and every one of my orchids, every one of my Phalaenopsis orchids is in spike. It's not quite time for my Dendrobiums to spike yet. I should be getting spikes on them soon. But I also wanted to show you all just something that I'm asked about very frequently. How can you tell the difference between a spike and a root? Okay, the one here, do you see how this comes to a point? That is a spike. This isn't pointy. This is a root. Let me show you on another plant so that you can see that. Okay, and here's another example. Root, spike, root. Do you see how this is pointy? And it's even a different color. You see how it's kind of pale purple somewhat. And these are very, very green. Let me show you one on a miniature so you can see that as well. Okay, roots here, in between the leaves here with the little points. These two are spikes. Do you see how many spikes I have? They have just spiked beautifully this year, and they've spiked on time. So that is a very good thing. And as for the Dendrobiums, they normally spike after the phals spike. The canes have just now matured, and they will be spiking here pretty soon. So you can tell when you have a spike on a Dendrobium because it's in between the top leaves. It's very easy on a Dendrobium to see a spike. Not so much so sometimes on a Phalaenopsis until the spike starts to grow. And as I was talking about the importance of potassium in plants, your holiday cacti will also benefit from the seaweed extract. As you see, these buds are forming at the end of October, so I'm assured that I'm going to have blooms on this beautiful Thanksgiving cactus on time by Thanksgiving. And yes, I do use the seaweed extract in my water culture at the same rate that I water the other orchids and plants with, and I'm going to give you that dosage. And again, here are my two sources for potassium for my plants. I also use Orchid Plus on my Christmas cactus and my Thanksgiving cacti. So I use the Orchid Plus at a rate of 1 teaspoon per gallon of reverse osmosis water. And I use the seaweed extract at about 25 to 30 drops per gallon. And I use a pipette for that so that I make sure I get a really good amount of that in the water. So that's how I use the seaweed extract and the Orchid Plus to make sure that I'm getting enough potassium for my plants. So I think I'll end this video with the same beautiful little Dendrobium that I started the video with. And I hope you all just have a highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed kind of a day. And we will talk to you next time.